Hey, Rocky Mountain Ministry Network, this is Gene Roncone, and listen, I wanted to come to you and give you a heads up about a super important leadership huddle that we're going to have this Monday, April 20th at 2 o'clock. We're going to release an amazing resource for you that is called Phasing In to New Normal. Now, the coronavirus, it has and will continue to change the landscape of modern ministry. Wise leaders will know that you can't just in one moment flip a switch and go full throttle into new normal. We're going to need to not only identify what new normal is, but phase into it slowly, discerningly, and intentionally. Now, this new normal resource has a ton of things to help you, but one of the tools that we've created is a free online COVID-19 congregational survey template that you can use on your own SurveyMonkey account. Now, here is what this survey is going to help you to do. Number one, it's going to help you assess your congregational needs. Secondly, it's going to help you make wise decisions as a leader. Thirdly, it's going to help you to identify needs in this season of social distancing. And thirdly, it's going to really help you get a pulse on how your congregants are doing physically, emotionally, spiritually, and even financially at work. Now, all of these things this survey comes to you. It can be used one time, just several weeks before you want to go to full services, or you can use it periodically to keep in touch with the needs of your people. Now, we kind of test ran this with one of our larger churches to work out the kinks, and the results were surprising. The church that we used to test this has already had about 200 of their congregants take the survey, and they were surprised by the results. For instance, the first question on the survey asked people, how comfortable are you coming to church once the meeting bans are lifted? Do you know that 53% said they were comfortable and that 47% identified some degree of being uncomfortable? Nearly 10 said, I will not be back immediately after the ban is lifted. So what this church did is they knew immediately that they had to continue to minister on two tracks once the bans were lifted, a live track and a video track. They did not know that before this service. So here's what I want to do. I want to very quickly walk you through a simple demonstration and allow you to see how this will be and how your users will see it on their end. And then I'm going to take you behind the scenes on the admin console so you can see the amazing way that SurveyMonkey can help you see visually and statistically how your people are doing. Okay, so first, let's look at the survey from the viewpoint of how your people are going to see it. Okay, so this is what your people are going to see. Once you get your paid SurveyMonkey account and we transfer this template to your account, we don't need your password to do that. We just need your email and the login name that you chose when you opened the account. Again, the step-by-step guide will give that information to you. So you can actually put your logo in right here, and believe it or not, the survey will then automatically ask you if you want to use complementary colors for the text. So you don't even have to do anything with the design. Our statistician has done all the work for you. So you would want to put your logo here. You can go in and edit and put your name here, and of course the pastor's name. Then you will get the opportunity to use a link. Now this link is just church check-in because that is the template. But you can change that link to add this last part to say your name or anything else that you would like on there, or you can just use check-in. So your people get the link through email, through perhaps your private Facebook group. You don't want to advertise this wider than your church because then other people can take it and it will skew the results. So here's the cover page. They'll read that, they'll click next. The first question is, please rate your comfortable level regarding returning to church after the stay-at-home order is listed. And your people will choose one of these options. Then underneath there's a second question, an open-ended question. These are good because it lets people write whatever they want. You get to hear their heart. This top portion here is very quantitative. It's going to give you a graph later to show you how many people responded in each way, but this way it's going to let you say anything they want. So if, for instance, what are your greatest concerns? I am worried my kids might get sick. That might be a concern that someone has. Now, they would then go to the second question. And the second question deals with physical health. How would you rate your general physical health at this time? Very good, good, fair, poor, or very poor? How can we pray for you regarding your greatest physical or medical needs? This is how this church and the motto learned that some other people had actually been diagnosed with COVID and they didn't feel comfortable telling anyone, but on this survey they did. Now the church knows how to minister to them. Actually, you're going to be worried about anyone who puts poor or very poor and want to follow up on that. The next question deals with financial health. Okay, how would you rate your financial state at this time? Very good, good, fair, poor, or very poor? Again, then this follow-up down here is they could write anything they want in that section. The next question deals with spiritual health. How would you rate your spiritual health at this time? You can see the same options are there, and they can again write anything they want down there. The next one is your emotional health. How would you rate your emotional state at this time? They can go ahead and do that, write anything that they would like down there, okay? The next one is occupational health. Now this is important. Right now, a lot of blue-collar jobs have been affected by this, but the longer the stay-at-home order stays in place, the more you're going to want to monitor the occupational health of your congregants. Those who might have been put on furlough or reduced hours or may have even lost their job, they can tell you that right here and rate that, okay? Then they go to the last one, and it says this: is there anything else that you would like to share with us about your situation? They might say, I'd like someone from the church to contact me, or I'm fine, no need to contact me. The last thing it does, because you're going to need to reach out to these people, is it allows them, if they feel comfortable, to put their name and their phone number right here so that people can reach them. And then they hit next, they are thanked for the survey, and at that point, they are done. So that's the experience that your users will use when you share the link with them. The only way they can get access is through the link. Now, let's go behind the interface and see what you will see when you log on to SurveyMonkey from the admin console. This is important because this is a quick survey that we did online. This is not the church that we used here. And so what you will do is you're going to be asked your username. Okay, there's my username. Automatically puts in my password. You'll need your own. And then you log in. What's going to happen after you log in is it is going to give you all of the different surveys that you have done. And right now, this is what yours will say: Congregational COVID Survey. You may have your name in front of this. Again, whatever you change that to be is up to you. But let's go ahead and look at what the results look like, and we're going to analyze results here. So when we go into the interface, we're going to click Analyze Results and look at this. Question 1, please rate your comfortable level regarding returning to service. You can see here, those that took this online, only 45% said that they were very comfortable. And then there's here 5 said, hey, I'm uncomfortable. Down here will be all the individual feedbacks that people gave about what are your greatest concerns about returning to church. You're going to get to read what people wanted you to hear. It's not going to cram them into some data choice like the question above does. So now here we have very quantitative things that you can make a graph and see where your people are at. And down here we have some great ways to see what your people are really feeling and what they want you to know. Second question, how would you rate your general physical health? You could see here, 39% said good. Here is some said very, very poor. That's something you'd want to follow up on, and perhaps even the fair. Then again, this gives the reasons why they felt that way. Because remember, you asked them, how can we pray for you? Look at this. Pray for safety, anxiety, depression, stress. Pray for others that are affected. Man, right here are so many sermon possibilities. And whether that's devotionals that you're putting out, what a way to minister to your people and know how many of them are feeling. Next question. How would you rate your financial state at this time? Here, this was taken just opened up. I think only 20 people took this survey when I put it on Facebook. So it's not a huge representation. It's just used as a sample. Here again are the summaries of that in pie chart. But then you go down, how can we pray for you regarding your financial needs? Wow, listen to this. Pray for my company I work for, that it stays in business. Someone's working for a company that's on the bubble and they're worried about it. Again, amazing springboard opportunities here for ministry, sermon topics, devotional ideas. Next question, how would you rate your spiritual health at this time? Okay, look at this. Here's the things that they're saying that they're dealing with spiritually, struggling with spiritually. Next question, how would you rate your emotional state at this time? Wow, look at this. Right here, look at the huge amount of people in fair or poor emotionally. You can go through here and they're going to tell you peace, perseverance, answers to prayer, lack of physical contact makes it very lonely. You could see the many different things here. Again, wow, incredible opportunities for devotional sermon topics. Next question, how would you rate your employment stability at this time? I got to tell you, the reason for this resource is to get you ready to phase into a new normal. The next door beyond that we have to be willing to walk through is dealing with employment stability. This is going to help you get a head start upon that. So here you can see right here, only 36% said good. Look down here, fair, very poor. 13% said very poor. You can go down here then, and you can see the follow-up, okay, of how they're wanting you to pray for that specific area. Last question, is there anything else you'd like to share about our current situation? My goodness, look at this. My living arrangement is very difficult during this situation. People are just opening up and telling you these other things. And then, of course, there are those that will leave their name and phone number that you can pick up and respond to. Now, I used a similar survey like this for our ministers. I can't tell you how many times I've picked up the phone, sent an email, or text by reading these kinds of things. Now, here's the good news. Every time you send this link out and more people take the survey, all this data is automatically updated. You can even download it. There's options here where you can make it available to your board. In other words, they can't log on the interface, but they get a summary report with the charts and different things. All kinds of options for you. Again, there is a step-by-step guide that we've paid our statistician to make for you. The link to that is at the bottom. You must have a paid account to use this. This and many more resources are going to be available to you in our next leadership huddle on April 20th. And that is going to be at 2 o'clock. Watch your email for that private link. The title is Phasing Into New Normal. Now, like I said, this resource is going to be released on April 20th at 2 p.m. in our leadership huddle. Now, if you want to get a head start and make sure you have that paid SurveyMonkey account, because the free version will not allow you to use this template, you can go ahead. We've provided a link below on a step-by-step process. The network paid our statistician to make this template and to make a step-by-step process for you on how to either get an account or upgrade your free account. Well, then you'll be locked and loaded. We can transfer this to you immediately and it will show up on your console. We've got this resource and a lot more coming to you this Tuesday on the New Normal Leadership Huddle. We'll talk more with you then.